Hi, hello, it's Chitty, and today we're making a giant cup of hot chocolate. But with a twist. It's actually a decoration. Ah! And it looks way too good to not eat. I don't advise you to eat this. This is not edible, but it looks pretty darn good. I'm about 6 foot, so this thing for reference, like it's as big as the size of my torso, so it's pretty large. But anyways, we're gonna get started. So let's go. Okay, so let's start with the supplies. Before we actually start, I just want to let you know that most of these supplies are from Dollar Tree. The first item is paper snack bowls. The paint palette here is optional. Next, you're going to need paintbrushes, scissors, something resembling an X-Acto knife, a glue gun, which is from Amazon, and also spray paint, which was actually from Walmart. This one binds to plastic, and the color is also majestic red. Now, I have several acrylic paints. You don't need all of them. You really only need white, black, and brown. The red is optional here as well. You're gonna need gift tissue, and then 1-inch foam self-seal pipe insulation. I actually got this from Home Depot. Okay, and we're almost done here, I promise. But you're gonna need some poster boards from Dollar Tree, some cardboard, and then a planter, like a bucket, a pretty large bucket. I got this one from Home Depot. So step 1 is to outline and cut. We're gonna be outlining the mouth of the planter, and the best thing to do is to have it near the edge of the cardboard so it's easier to cut and get to. Step 2 is to actually paint your pot and your foam. And the best thing to do is to do this early on because it'll allow you to maximize your time. The amount of time it takes for these to dry will be a couple of hours. So while this is happening, you'll be able to work on other parts of the project. In step 3, we're going to paint our largest circle and our cup. This is where our paints of brown, white, and black come into play. We're looking for that nice hot chocolate color while we paint. And then white is gonna be for your small party cup if you don't already have a white cup. Step 4, we're making whipped cream. Here, you're gonna need your small bowl, your white cup, a hot glue gun, and your hot chocolate. And let's not forget the gift tissue. So first, we're gonna glue down the bowl onto the hot chocolate, and then the small cup on top of the small bowl. This is going to create structure for us, where we can build the whipped cream up, and that adds height. Now I went ahead and put one piece of gift tissue on top of the bowl and the cup to hide any sort of color that might come through. As far as making the spirals on the actual whipped cream, I went ahead and took one piece of gift tissue and just squeezed it down into a rectangle and then glued it from one end and then kept gluing it around the bowl and worked my way up. When the paper from the gift tissue started to thin out, I would add another piece and slowly work my way up and around. It didn't look cute at this stage, so I just kept going back with the spirals, starting from the base and going up and just filling in areas that felt sparse. Feel free to go back and glue down pieces that are sticking out too much. Step 5, we're making our candy cane or our straw. Now I started with painting my poster board, but I didn't like it, so I used something else. I used vinyl paper. The vinyl paper is from Dollar Tree and it's only 50 cents. Take your vinyl paper and roll it out a couple of inches. Now place it against your poster board, which you already cut out, to start the first stripe of your candy cane. The vinyl paper is actually pretty strong, so when you're setting it down onto your poster, do it slowly, almost like you're putting on a glass screen protector onto your phone, because there can be bubbles, so you would just want to smooth everything out slowly. We're going to need 2 more cuts of vinyl paper. Just take a rectangle, apply it diagonally onto the poster board, and then do it with the next strip as well. And then I just folded in my edges because no one's gonna see it. After that, we're gonna roll it on up. Yeah. And then once you have your roll, go into the edges and put hot glue there so it sticks. Now for step 6, we're making the handle. Now go ahead and whip out your stuff that's been sitting in the sun for a couple of hours. It should be dry by now. If it's not, you're gonna have to wait. Now don't forget that the foam has a seal on the inside. We need to take off the stickers or like the wrapping and then push the sides together so that we don't have issues with this later on. If you have your X-Acto knife, it may come in handy here, or you can still use your scissors to go ahead and cut a slant into the foam. This is going to be the end where the planter near the bottom and the handle connect. Now, cutting the top part of the handle might be a little bit trial and error. You're going to want to cut a couple of inches at a time so that you get the right length of handle where it'll actually fit underneath the lip of the planter, but also enough length where you don't get a kink in the handle. Once you've found that perfect length, go ahead and glue it on down. I guess you can call this a step 7, but we're going to make minor adjustments to the hot chocolate. So we're going to cut off just a little bit off the perimeter so it looks like the hot chocolate is sitting inside the cup, but it's about to overflow. Step 8, the snowflake. I went ahead and got a printable off the interweb, or Google. And so basically, we're just going to cut this out, and then we're going to put our white vinyl paper underneath the snowflake so that we can use that to trace and also cut a new snowflake. Once we've got our snowflake, go ahead and attach the vinyl paper onto the cup and slap it on there. It's not going anywhere. Now I decided to also go ahead and cut circles of various sizes and place them around the snowflake. I went ahead and traced the cap of the red paint to make the circles. And then when needed, I cut smaller circles out of the bigger circles. Okay, step 9, gluing the straw. We're almost done. Hang in there. When cutting your straw, you get to determine how long you want it to be. But when you do cut off larger portions, it doesn't matter how you cut it. However, when you get down to the final length that you want your straw to be, go ahead and cut it diagonally so that when you glue it down, the straw will come out at an angle. I made sure that the edges, or the area where I glued the straw together, was actually facing the back of the cup, so it's not visible when you look at it from the front. And then, after you finish gluing down your straw, you have one more step. Just kidding. You just need to add final touches, like some spray paint, or adding some more whipped cream, just some final touches to bring everything together. And then we reached the finish line. You have your final product, gigantic hot chocolate. If you like this video or you're even planning on making this, let me know down in the comments. It's a great activity to do with friends, kids, or even just a solo project. Alrighty, I'll see you next time.